For more on this, let's bring in Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson. Congressman, great to see you. These economic numbers are just absolutely horrific. That's 83% of voters saying the economy is only fair or poor. That's more negative by 5 points compared to just last month, worse by 14 compared to President Biden's 100-day mark in April of 2021. Why on planet Earth can't these Democrats cut some spending? What is wrong with them?
They can't imagine a world without big and growing government. I mean, that's the bottom line. We should never be in this situation, but it's this pattern of reckless spending in Washington that's gotten us in this situation, and that's why everybody's feeling such pain. We've got interest rates going through the roof. We have the cost of living beyond the means of what most people are able to handle now, and it's only going to get worse unless we reverse that trend. That's why we're taking this stand, and we have to continue this fight.
Mike, you're a numbers guy. When you look at the total amount the government spends, they blew the numbers out during the pandemic. And you can maybe argue, I get that. But since the pandemic, they're continuing to spend more money. I think that Joe Biden comes in and says, I'm the only one that's cut the deficit. That's a bold-faced lie. The deficit and the spending keeps going up. I think Republicans have to do a better job of making that argument to the American people that you actually do have to cut spending, and there's a lot of fat.
There's a lot of fat, and we've done it. We passed the bill through the House a month ago, as you all know, the Limit, Save, Grow Act, and we specified some low-hanging fruit, you know, how you can claw back unspent COVID funds that were overfunded, basically. We can claw back and stop this, student loan buyout boondoggle that Biden has proposed, cut back on that IRS army that they're trying to empower, and go after those Green New Deal subsidies. If you do a couple of simple things, you can put a big dent in this, but even the way it's been scored by nonpartisan groups, you're talking about almost $5 trillion in savings in the bill that we sent over to the Senate that they wasted 100 days and haven't negotiated with us at all. Now we're down to the wire. We should never have been in this situation.
Right, and that CNN poll found that 60% of Americans oppose raising the debt ceiling unless federal spending is reduced. But that has not stopped some kind of ratcheted up caterwauling from the Democrats, eager to point fingers at Republicans. Listen to this, Congressman.
The president has the responsibility to ensure that we do not default on our debt. To me, at this point, if they want to continue to be economic terrorists, that's invoking the 14th Amendment and minting a coin and keeping the economy moving.
They're waiting for the last-minute crisis, but it is here, and I just feel so bad for all the people across the country who are literally sitting at home wondering if they're going to get checks and if they're going to be able to live in their homes.
But what is clear to me increasingly is that many extreme MAGA Republicans have made the political calculation that a dangerous default and crashing the economy and triggering a recession is in their political interests. That is unpatriotic.
You're an unpatriotic terrorist who wants people to be homeless. That's essentially what they're saying, but because they have no power.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the economic terrorism that they're talking about is going back to the spending levels that we were all living under 5 months ago. That's all we're proposing. The FY24 numbers should be set at fiscal year 22. This is not terrorism. It's not tyranny. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're trying to save the economy. My friends, y'all well know we're at nearly $31.8 trillion in debt. We're spending our grandchildren's money now. We're going to dig a hole so deep we can never get out of it. And you know who's laughing the whole time? China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, our adversaries, because it makes us weak overall. This is what's right for everybody, and we're going to stand on that.
They are the terrorists. You put a bill to the floor to raise the debt limit. They voted against it. Chuck Schumer, Democrats in the Senate, haven't put forward a bill to raise the debt limit. You're the only ones who have done it. So this rhetoric is outrageous. But I want to pivot on you, Mike, because yesterday you were talking about the REINS Act on the Hill, which you say is needed to rein in the administrative state in the country. Tell us what the REINS Act is and why it's needed.
It's a very simple, common sense bill that says before the administrative state, these nameless, faceless bureaucrats throughout the executive branch of our federal government, before they can enact a rule that will have $100 million or more in annual impact, Congress has to vote on that. What a concept, Sean, right? I mean, if we could actually do that, it would change the whole trajectory of spending. Joe Biden alone, since he took office, has spent $1.5 trillion of taxpayer funds on his unilateral executive actions. That should never happen. And these agencies that are out of control have to be reined in, so it's an appropriate name for the bill.
I think we were working on that back in 2014 or 2016. Sometimes these bills take a little while to get done, but keep up the fight. You're right. It will dismantle the administrative state. Mike Johnson, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, my friends.